Birmingham's the team. Down at St Andrews, we are all supporters of our team. We chanted Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point of goal when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the Tigers tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on, city, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show on a Wednesday. That's rather unusual, but we've had a bank holiday. So we've just moved it a couple of days out. Hope you don't mind. Hope we're not inconveniencing anybody. This show is sponsored by Boylesports, principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, and of course M.A.Reilly French Polishers and the Garrison Coffee Company. Thanks for your sponsorship all year. We're going to have a summer sabbatical this year. We haven't had one for 2 years. All through COVID, we've kept you guys entertained and hopefully informed, and we've had a good laugh. But we do need a little bit of a rest, don't we, Chris?
We do, yes.
Right, that's
Thank
enough
you.
from you.
Sorry.
Joining us tonight.
Sorry for butting in.
Joining us tonight. Wow, what a plethora of people. We have an outside broadcast tonight from Browne in Somerset, I think. Yes, Somerset. He's drinking cider as it is. It's the one and only Craig Courtney.
It is Somerset.
Somerset.
Yeah, it is Somerset. Chairman of the board, Alan Watto.
Good evening, all.
And of course, the only one and only Mr. Road himself, Mark Andrew Adams.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're okay.
Do we have Ollie in the studio tonight, Chris?
No, he's not very well.
No? Okay. And then, of course, from myself, good evening, Mrs. Browne.
Good evening.
And we've got the voice of Birmingham City Football Club on the pitch, the one and only Richard Goldie. Yeah,
good.
yeah. All right. We're going to start the show off tonight by wishing Ronaldo all the very best, obviously, with the very sad news that he's had over the last couple of days. And from every decent Birmingham City fan, our hearts are with you, buddy. Keep right on and come and sign for us, mate.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It would, yeah. Look, I always say it, these things are never easy, and anything can happen to anybody at a minute's notice, and you never know what's around the corner, so value every second you got on this planet.
You sure do.
Yeah. Right, okay, about valuing every second we've got on this planet, 90 minutes of torture. 90 minutes of absolute torture at Blackpool. I did laugh, I must say. I did laugh when somebody posted a photograph of the Blackpool Tower all bent over with Blues on tour.
Yeah, I saw that. Good. Yeah.
I don't know who did it, but mate, I tell you what, quality. That was absolutely super.
Clever.
I've heard there's been some fracas between our own fans and this and the other. Stop it, stamp it out, crying out loud. Don't need it.
You know, sometimes a little thing can become a big thing. I wouldn't make too much out of that. Really. I think those sort of things happens all the time.
Losing 6-1 and being in the position that we are. And bear in mind, people, had Derby right, when the flags have all gone down around here, had Derby and Reading not been deducted those points, we would be relegated. We would be relegated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that. We are no better off now than we were last year, the year before, zero. Not 1 inch have we improved. And that has to stop. Now, I want Lee Bowyer to stay. I want him to have a summer clear out, and I want him to bring some of the players that he wants to work with in. That's it for me, right? I can't stand this constant changing managers. Lou Bowyer's a blue nose through and through, right? He's played for us. He won the Carling Cup with us, yeah? And he's a thoroughly nice guy. We've had him on the show the week before he was employed, if you remember, Chris Browne. When you asked him.
I asked him.
You asked him. Yeah. If the opportunity came to manage Birmingham City, would you take it? He said, never say never. And then I said, Chris,
yeah,
see you in a week. 1 week later, that man was employed. So
and
Richard
that,
Golding, the Tilton Talk Show, is responsible for employing Lee Bowyer to the club.
Yeah. No. So if it goes all tits up, you invited him.
You asked him the question.
No, nothing to do with me.
Right, Richard, what's it like for you? I take it you're a blue nose. What's it like for you introducing the teams?
It's an absolute honour, to be honest. A boyhood dream, I guess.
Right, I'm going to stop you there. I've been a DJ for 42 years. I've retired.
Is this the question you're going to ask me, Nick?
Yep. Okay. I'm going to do it right at the top of the show. Okay. I want one opportunity to do what you do. Just at the beginning. That's it.
Do you know, actually, it's funny because we was talking about potentially a few years ago getting the fans to potentially do a little bit sometimes.
Right. Okay. There's your opportunity.
Well, the problem is...
Listen, the reason I want to do it, right, I've been going since 1973, right? I do have an amazing voice, by the way. And I've got a museum to Birmingham City Football Club. I have a room completely dedicated to the Blues here in my house, right? And what an accolade for me to take to my grave, knowing that I've introduced my football team onto that green field.
Yeah, it is an honour, as I said. A boyhood dream, and just fell into it by accident, actually. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to go there, win, lose or draw. It really is. The fans are great, regardless of some of the comments that the fans get. They are generally superb. We are different breed of fans, Blues, and it's just an honour, guys, to be honest, and an honour to be on the show. It's took a while. Chris has never asked me before, have you, Chris?
Only about 12 times, I think it was. I was only 6 when I first asked him.
So is there a possibility my dream can be fulfilled? I can't play football. I'm now 60, right? I've never been able to kick a ball. If I wanted to kick it left, it would go right? If I wanted to kick it up, it would go over my head. But to do that just once for my football club, wow. I'd be on my knees crying, mate, I promise you.
Never say never, Nick.
Thank you, Rich. Nice one.
You never know. When is your birthday? When's your birthday, Nick?
Christmas Day. My birthday's Christmas Day, Rich. I've never told anybody before.
No.
Never, ever.
It's a shame they don't play.
That's coming. We're over, a third of the way through the year already, over a third of the way through. So it won't be long before I'm 61. Now, I have to do it, Rich, before I pop my clogs, right? My absolute... You could write it on my headstone, right? He called out the Blues.
It's not that much of a big deal, Nick.
Rich, for me, you would be surprised. You would be absolutely surprised. It would just be one of the best moments of my life. To hear my voice coming through that microphone, even if it's just that few seconds where I introduce the team, I would be... I never stutter. There you go.
Never say never.
All right, matey. Nice one. Anyway, on with the show, 6-1 we got beat, ladies and gentlemen. 6-1. That simply isn't good enough. Like I say, I'd like to give Lee this summer opportunity, this window of opportunity to do what he needs and wants to do and what has to be done, because there are fundamentally things wrong at our football club on the playing field and off the field and in the stands. Yeah. And around the streets where we've got no burger vans anymore. Mark, your thoughts on the game?
Well, I think it's the lowest ebb for a long time.
Since the 8-0 drubbing against Brighton?
Possibly, yeah, against Bournemouth. It was just...
Bournemouth, I meant Bournemouth. I knew it began with a B.
How many you had, Nick?
Coke. Look, Coca-Cola.
It's amazing how drunk you can get on that Coke, isn't it?
Is that and I'm not being funny. I never drink alcohol.
No, it's just shocking. There's no other word for it. It was the epitome of players who looked like they wanted to be anywhere else but wearing our shirt, wearing our badge.
What hurts me the most, Mark, is our supporters were up there all weekend, bank holiday weekend, partying away, and I was watching the videos on YouTube and one thing and another. And then they get treated to that.
Well, I mean, you see the players run out. If you were a Blues player, run out onto that pitch, you saw that massive bank of fans that we took up there. Yeah. It'd lift you, but it seems to the absolute opposite. They may as well have worn flip-flops, to be honest. And it was the same on Friday against Coventry.
Do you know the man who invented flip-flops? He was French.
Oh, here we go.
Philippe Palop. Philippe Palop.
I was just shocked at the complete apathy and the complete lack of effort. And the sooner we have a big clear out, the better, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's got to happen. It's got to be this summer, hasn't it? It's got to be this summer.
It's got to be.
We simply, as a club, cannot continue to go on like this on the field, off the field, and in the stands.
Well, I mean,
we can't.
I mean, we're gonna. I mean, already a lot of people are saying that they're not going to renew. They're not going to go next season.
Oh, listen. Wait till the season tickets come out and then find out who renews and who don't. I mean, of course they'll renew because we're Blues, aren't we? We're Blues, aren't we? That's what we are. Go on.
The Lee in and the Lee out camp is certainly 50-50, isn't it?
Is it the Lee camp?
No,
in the middle of
but it's which way you camped.
Do you think it's Lee's fault? I know he's playing some players out of position, which is never good, and we should always be 4-4-2 with Birmingham City, hard as nails, get stuck in and give our supporters what we want.
Which it was at the beginning of the season, yeah.
Commitment, effort, the love for the fans, the love for your football club, the love for being able to be in a very privileged position to play for a football club. Give it back.
Yeah.
Is it one more season, is it, Mark, do you think?
I'd say one more season. I'll give him another season. Because like Nick said earlier, at some point we've got to break the cycle. We can't keep, getting rid of them, getting another one. We've got to stop that. We've got to break the cycle at some point and just say, right, we're sticking with him for, at least another year. I know.
Sorry, not.
No, go on.
I went to the Blues Stoke game early on in the year at St Andrews, yeah? And I looked at them two teams, and I know we had a penalty disallowed, didn't we? And I looked at them two teams and I thought, you know what, these two are solid. They are so going to be. I was talking to a Stoke man tonight downstairs. But he said if it wasn't for that run that we went on, he said we'd be in your position.
Yeah.
Correct.
And he said I've watched some absolutely dire football this year, some of the worst I've ever seen. He's 67, something like that. He's older than me, even. He's not quite as old as Auntie Linda, but he's older than me, Chris. And he said it's diatribe. It's been absolutely abject. We're suffering the same, and I don't see why. When I look at that squad of players, there's some good names in there.
Is it the end of season sort of scenario where there's a bit of a wind down?
Look,
we're safe. We're
safe now, but that's only just because the EFL love us that much that they deducted the points off Reading and Derby. Yeah, right. Okay.
I love them.
Go on, Alan.
Last season we got safe. 2 games to go. Last 2 games we conceded 5 at Blackburn and 4 at home against Cardiff.
And we conceded 6
when we
on
beat
Saturday.
the Albion, we were virtually safe. Not quite, but virtually safe. And look what happened after that. They mentally were on the beach straight away. And it doesn't help when
Chris, please stop it.
You lose your goalkeeper. And you have to put let's call a spade, who are not good enough. On Friday, we had a 2-0 lead, and we had our crossbar hit, with the goalkeeper standing looking at it. They missed a sitter far post header from a corner. So we could have been 2-0 down by then. And once the two went in before half time, we're back to Karankersville. We've scored, we can't win. The opposition have scored, so we can't win. And it's, my son gave me a lecture last night about Birmingham City are skint, right? We pulled rabbits out of hats all season, getting players in and out and whatever. But we ended up with a side over the weekend that was severely handicapped by having a very young goalkeeper, a defence that don't know what day it is. The best defender from Friday was Colan, and he got dropped. The consensus of opinion, not by me, was that Jacuna was the man of the match Friday, and he was on the bench. And I looked. I honestly, and I'm not kidding you. I looked at the team when it came in, and I thought, that's 6. That side is gonna concede 6. And the only thing I got wrong is we scored. I couldn't see how we were going to score with that team. Now, it's not acceptable. And, throw Chong into that side, throw McGree into that side, throw Sanderson into that side, throw Matey into that side.
Check and Doy.
He would get a game in that team any day. And we gambled. We tried to shuffle the pack as best we could, and in order to get the job done, we had to let an experienced centre half go. Okay, he wasn't having a great time when we let him go. And so, of course, the day he leaves, we start losing defenders, and we've got nothing to replace them with. Now, the bonus. Let's not be too negative. The bonus is we got a young laddie in at centre half who we didn't know anything about, and he's done all right. But on Friday, certainly. He was starting to feel it. I mean, he was on his knees at the end of that game. I've only seen the goals we've conceded, and it's like at Blackpool, and it's a horror show. Where who was marking him? Who was marking?
Alan, I'll be straight with you, Alan. Right, I started watching the game, and then when we went 1-0 down after 3 minutes, I turned it off, went downstairs, and had a beer.
Yeah.
I just couldn't be bothered with it anymore.
Yeah, and that's the attitude of our back four, to be honest.
Yeah. I know, Mark. I've had this for 11 years now. 11 years. Yeah. And I was in my 50s when we won the Carling Cup, mate. A decade has gone past, and it just nothing has improved.
No.
Nothing.
I think what did it for me as well was the picture of the still shot of the defending for the Coventry's 4th goal on Friday.
With Pedersen tying his shoelaces.
Pedersen tying his laces. What's all that about?
Yeah, that was
that
was an embarrassment.
Yeah.
That just summed everything up.
The bloke had gone past him, he fell over. And so in that game, there were 6 goals and 5 of them came from corners and set pieces. Now, their defence was no better than ours.
They were leaky as well, Alan, They were as leaky as anything.
They were all over the place. But as I say, their heads were 2-2. They were on the floor. And, there's no coming back from this. It's just a matter of we'd have settled for 3-2 and we had a fiasco at the end.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Listen, ladies and gents, we're not going to be all doom and gloom tonight, lovelies. And unfortunately, we're going to finish at 8:45 tonight. So the last 15 minutes will be at 8:30.
Yeah,
We've already have a subject. We've already got a subject for next week as well. Well, what is
and the week after. And the week after.
Yeah. Richard, how do you prepare for a game? What do you have to do?
So I get there about 3 hours before, believe it or not, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah, I get there 3 hours before, generally just to get a good parking space. Because we all know what it's like around the ground trying to get parked.
You mean you haven't got your own reserved space?
No, nothing like that. I do.
I'm going to bring a spray can and put RG on an area, mate, and that's yours. That's it. No, I'm going to do it.
In fairness to the club, they do give me a car park space, but getting out off the car parks is generally it takes a long time, and I live over in Redditch in Worcestershire. So if I was to park in the staff car parks, it's probably about 7 o'clock by the time I'm getting back home.
Yeah, me too, because I live up in New Toxteth in Derby.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And some sad places around here this week.
That's getting off that cop car park. You got no chance, have you?
Well, with the road as well being closed. So
I park in Keeley Street.
Richard, might as well stay in the bar.
So I come out of Keeley. You know where Keeley Street is?
Yeah.
Right, with the phone box on the corner, which is absolutely. There's usually a dead mattress or three sitting around there. You know what I mean?
Or a vagrant.
And then I have to go down and then turn left at the garage and then turn right and then go up towards the A38 and then turn up on the Litchfield turn. And until I get to that Litchfield turn, sometimes it's an hour.
It's mad, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yours is not one of those big Mercedes roasters that are.
Mate, he's got a Fiat Punto. Leave him alone.
So I park up, and then I will go over to the cop side. Actually, for those who don't know, I'm based in the main stand, but I have to report to the cop side. So I'll go over to the cop if it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. If it's about 12:15, I'll go over there. We'll do a run through of what we've got on during the day. So there'll be different announcements. They're not the same ones every game. There are some different ones. And we just run through what we're doing at half time, who the star of the day is.
Who do you run through that with?
Just marketing. Just the marketing.
Not security?
Sometimes if there's a specific...
If it's a big game, yeah.
Yeah, if there's something special going on, we might be doing an applause or a silence or something. We would see security. So I'll do that. I'll then generally write out an interview for the star, whoever that may be. I do generally know in the week who the star of the day is, but with work, I just do it on the Saturday. It's fresh in my mind, and then I go to the main stand where I sit and wait till half an hour before, and then I'm at pitch generally half an hour before kickoff.
Can you do us a favour?
Here we go. Another favour.
Yeah. Can you ask
pushing
Bo
it, Nick? You're pushing it.
We need Bo to come on the show, right? We want to see who Bo is, right? We want to see Bo in the flesh,
unmasked,
on the Tilton Talks, unmasked.
Would he or she? Because you don't know if it's he or she.
I don't know. Yeah.
Would he or she have to speak, or would they just be on camera?
No, they'd have to speak.
Wow, tough.
That wouldn't because you'll
talk.
No.
They could bark.
Okay.
In a Brummie accent. Woof woof.
Growl. Well. Okay. Mark, do the best dog bark in a Brummie accent that you can.
Mark.
Dog bark in a Brummie accent.
Yeah.
He's from Coventry.
I'm from Harborne. I'll do a British bark.
Off you go, bark.
I can do it.
Woof.
Yeah. Woof woof. What do it?
Woof.
I can't believe you've actually done that. I ain't going to ask anybody else now.
Rich, it's been asked, how did you get that gig?
Oh, wow. Well, it's a bit of a long story, and you haven't got that long. I'll try and shorten it a little bit.
Go on.
Well, please do.
My background, I'm sure you probably know, is DJing around and Solihull and etc. And I got into doing radio a little bit, and I was a DJ down at Vale FM, which is now obviously Switch Radio, which I know you guys are good friends with.
Yeah.
And I got told to send the show reel off to all these different stations. I was already friends with Phil Upton and people like that. But, you know, it's hard to get into radio, as I'm sure some of you guys know. So I went down.
I've been doing this for 11 years, mate. I've had no career benefits out of this.
Well, yeah, you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I sent the show reel off, and for some reason, I sent a show reel to Birmingham City. I don't know why. They didn't have a radio station. I'd actually done, and you're going to hate this, but I actually did a Saturday night on the...
No! Don't say the word.
I won't say the word.
£10 fine, say it. You did what?
It's like you cut out a bit there, Rich.
You did what, Rich?
I did a show on there on a Saturday night. And anyway, so I sent the show reel to the Blues, and I heard nothing. And 6 months later, I think the guy before me had been a bit of a wally for whatever reason, and they looked to replace him. And I went, oh, well, this guy sent us a show reel. And I did that. I sent them a show reel, and they got in touch.
Nice one. I've done one at Derby County. I've done one at the National Motorcycle Museum in that great big hall there. That's massive. That was huge.
Yeah.
That's a big place,
I've done one outside at Warwick Castle with over 2,000 people there. I've done one in Sweden, Minorca. I think I did one in America for about 20 minutes as well. But right, and Craig, you may want to turn your child's ears up for the next minute or two. When I did one in Mallorca, it was on my honeymoon, first time round. We were playing in the sea with frisbees, and this chap caught the frisbee and he threw it back, and we started a four-way frisbee game in the sea with the guys from Leeds. Anyway, we went up for a shower, knock on the door. And he says, we've enjoyed ourselves that much this afternoon. Would you come out for dinner with me and my wife? I said, right, you know, suspicions kick in. Brilliant. When suspicions kick in, you think, oh, you know what, we're going to go out and get robbed here, you know what I mean? And so we did go out. Chris, this gentleman, bless him, and I'd love to catch up with his wife, had terminal cancer. And he was in his late 20s, early 30s. And he knew that he was going to die very shortly. Anyway, we went out for a meal, come back, was walking past McDonald's, a nightclub below it. Went in there, and the DJ, no disrespect, was a lady. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, please have a dance. Oh, Doonican on or something like that, you know what I mean? Chris, take the music. And so this chap disappeared for about 10 minutes and had gone to see the manager, told him that he was my agent, and I was a Radio 1 DJ in the UK. And could I have a set? I ain't joking, I got up there, that place was rocking in minutes, and there was women. I'm like, right, we're taking their... And I was signing them. And I'd only been married a week and a half. But yes, DJ represented its challenges, opportunities, and goal to Arsenal, 1-0. Challenges, opportunities, and everything else.
A couple of questions here, Rich. First one from Violet. She says, who are the two boxers that Richard had framed on his wall behind you?
Anthony Joshua and Klitschko. That's the knockout punch.
Oh, right.
Awesome.
Good. Paul Gill, hang on a bit, Nick. Paul Gill said, can you ask Richard why we don't have a video camera for the pre-match and half-time stuff like other clubs do? You probably don't know this question answer. And why don't we show any highlights on the big screen anymore? I appreciate there aren't many these days.
Bless it.
True.
What was the first bit, Chris?
Can you ask Richard why we don't have a video camera for the pre-match and half-time stuff like other clubs do?
We were going to do that. I must say that there's, and they're a credit to the club, there is a real small team on a match day, and there is looking after the stuff we do on the pitch, and there's the stuff for Blues TV, and it's just there's just a lot to do.
I can imagine.
We've got a small team, and we try our best with what we've got, and generally that is going to take another two people on a match day. So, I'm not saying we'll never do it. We were going to do it at one point, but you don't want to see my ugly mug on the screen.
Yeah, we do.
That's true.
You know what? I'll tell you, Rich. Right, half time. I want an analysis. Okay, I have to look at those adverts on Blues TV, HJ Wealth Planning, and the other three or whatever they are, and then it goes off for 10 minutes. I would prefer to see somebody yakking about that first half.
Yeah,
I know. I appreciate if you've got a small team. I appreciate it's going to be really difficult. Yeah, but I've got a monster question coming up for you in a minute.
God,
it is difficult at half time, and we have to remember. And I always say this to the guys and girls that are behind the scenes, that we've actually only got 12 minutes at half time, because generally we're out, or the other team are out, doing a warm up, and we can't be on the pitch anymore. So we've literally got 11 and a half minutes is sort of where we try to take it to, which is why you notice that it's actually sometimes if the both teams have stayed in, there's probably a lull for 4 or 5 minutes, but we can't second guess what they're going to do. So we have to make sure that we're clear on the pitch, health and safety wise as well. So, yeah.
Chris, Rich, DJing is all about your timing. It's all about your timing.
Yeah.
And getting it right first time. Right. The biggest question of the night, and you won't be able to answer this, but I want to put it out there. When are we going to have a decent PA system?
I can't answer it. You were right.
I know.
When people ask me, all it sounds like at the back of the stand is "moo!" I just go.
Yeah.
Can you come out next week doing that?
How do they know I don't really sound like that?
Exactly.
No, it's, you go to stadiums like Molineux, right? Even when they were in the Championship, it was crystal clear.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have them two big white horns at the edge of the main stand and the railway from back in the 70s.
Don't remember though. Sorry, Nick.
No, you won't remember.
Research it, kid. Research it.
Steve Portman says, is there going to be another big night in at St Andrews?
Okay. Before we say that, what an absolute honour that was for me. I think that I went to the club. There's a friend of mine who's got a PA announcer over in Denmark. And he had got loads of lights and set up, on the middle of the pitch. And he said, he messaged it to me and said, like, what about that? So I went to Ian Dutton and we had a discussion about it. And we thought we'd tie it in, or Ian thought it was a good idea, and it was, to tie it in with the University Hospitals Birmingham. And we were doing the Blue staff was doing the walking from Land's End to John O'Groats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... that we raised, I think we raised over £20,000.
A lot of money.
Amazing,
yeah.
amazing kid.
And thanks to the fans as well. I mean, they were absolutely brilliant giving. Jude Bellingham was there that night as well. He ran round the pitch. But the answer to the question is, I would love to do another one. It took a lot of planning under difficult circumstances as well, not being able to sort of meet in person. Getting the guy to do the lights, who's a friend of mine who has done a great job on the night and actually did the kit launch as well after that. There was just so many things involved. I have sort of brought it up recently, and we are looking potentially at doing something in the future, but it is a real hard event to put on, and it would be great to have it with the fans in the stands as well.
Let us know, Richard, and the Tilton Talk Show, I promise, mate, will promote the bejesus out of it. I promise.
Yeah,
we will do that.
Yeah, but we're always talking. We're always, the whole of the Blue staff in the marketing and all them departments, they are always thinking of new things to do. And I think that's a credit to them, actually. You know, it doesn't matter what's going on, even with what's going on the pitch currently, the staff are always upbeat and trying to come up with new ideas and new things. So, you know, I think fair play to them for that. And hopefully that won't be the one and only big night in we do. And I want to say a big thank you as well to Joe Hunt and Andy Bell for their support that night. Because it was a superb night and something that will live in my memory forever. And I was very lucky to be able to do that. Some people,
Richard. I want something to live in my memory forever.
We can't get her.
She's
sorry.
not with us anymore,
No, sorry. No. And anyway, she's much too old for you, apparently.
Richard, question for myself. What was in the shed?
From Breen, by the way, from Breen. I want you to introduce
Breen.
where you are.
Our man in Breen. Our man in Breen.
Yeah, from the man in Breen. What was in the shed?
What was in the shed? I'm going to really burst your bubble. Nothing.
Really?
I don't think it even had a floor in it from memory.
Really?
Yeah.
That is quality.
It was for me, guys. I've got to say, it was for me. Probably the best halftime game we had.
Yeah.
Because Rich, I'm really sorry. I don't watch the halftime games. I'll go up for a pea pie and a pie. Anything beginning with a P. Explain what the shed game was.
Okay, so the shed was sponsored by a well-known DIY chain.
You can name them. We don't mind.
Okay, so it was called On Me Shed Son.
Right.
And it was sponsored by Wicks.
All right.
Yeah, remember.
Who very kindly supplied the shed. We had 2 long planks of wood, and there was 2 holes cut out in the shed on each gable end, and the planks slid through. And then the ball boys or some of the community lads used to all get under it and lift it out. And we used to put it on the centre circle, and you had to chip the ball from anywhere around the centre circle into the roof of the shed.
Yeah. Wasn't the star prize vouchers, wasn't it? Wicks vouchers, was it?
I think it was Wicks vouchers. Yeah. At the time, I don't know if anybody remembers. We're probably talking. Where are we now? So probably the first year back in the Prem again, I think it was. And anyway, we used to have back then. I used to have sometimes had stars of the day who were injured. You know, so we'd have players that were sort of not fit. And I remember Neil Kilkenny. I'd interviewed Neil Kilkenny, and Neil was superb value. He really was. And I said, "Oh, do you want to have a go in the game or something?" And Neil Kilkenny, I don't know if anyone remembers, but he chipped 2 balls straight into that roof.
Oh, really?
I've never seen it done before.
Perfect.
So there was no roof on the shed.
No roof. No.
Then it couldn't have been a shed.
It was a shed with no roof.
It was a box. It's a box. Oh, brilliant.
Did anyone remember that we brought it back a few seasons ago for just one game?
Everyone ballistic.
And we used to have a bit of a pantomime theme with the shed, because I used to introduce the shed out, and all the crowd were booing and hissing.
Yeah.
You know? but it was. I thought the fans. It was just a great.
I'm actually quite sad I missed that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was past that one.
Can we do it once more?
Well, we'll see. I have asked if we can bring it back at some point, and even some of the new staff that come, you know, have heard about the shed and have asked me about the shed, and it would be good to bring it back. Chip and win is also obviously the current game, which we brought back again, and we've got that sort of element with chip and win where, you know, we can ask the crowd what it's a bit like Bullseye, where they used to ask if they want to gamble and all that. Like,
Yeah.
So,
Let's have a look at what you could have won.
yeah. But chip and win's okay. I like chip and win. I think chip and win's still got plenty of time left in it.
Explain the rules to that one then.
So you have to be over 18 because there's a gamble involved.
That's me out of it.
We
then.
do a kids one. We do a kids one occasionally. Well, you know, they'll come out and have a go, and they can't gamble obviously. But the ball is on the 6-yard line. The ball's got to go in the net, and it's got to not bounce. It's got to go in without bouncing. From the 6-yard, obviously reasonably easy. Some people have missed it. I'm sure you've seen that in the crowd before. If they
I'm scoring the opposition's goal.
Yeah.
if they get the ball in the net, they win 2 tickets. And then I ask them if they want to gamble, and the next prize I think is the signed program from the 18-yard. And then if they get that in, they can gamble again for in between the 18-yard and the halfway, which, by the way, is a game changer. Because when you're out there and you see that ball, which is in between the 18-yard and the halfway, that's far.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk that far.
Yeah, no, it is far.
Generally, I think the statistics are that most people would take the prizes after the 18-yard. Yeah. And then, of course, the final prize, if they get that one in, is the halfway line.
Oh, you're joking, man.
Halfway line for a season ticket for next season.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's ever won that.
I don't think anyone's won it now.
I think someone. I remember seeing someone. I think one lad won it once, and I can't remember who it was against. But I remember the one lad won it. And the place went ballistic.
I do remember Colin Doyle having a go, and he hit the ball from the halfway line, and it went that high off the floor all the way in. You know the difference between a professional footballer and a bloke out the crowd. I mean, he just drilled it, and it finished halfway up the net.
There's one funny story about Chip and Win that if you're interested. 2 actually. One guy I've picked out twice, completely by random.
How do you select them then, Rich?
I just go. I go into the crowd. I don't go into the crowd. I just sort of ask people if they want to play. It's a bit difficult this season because obviously we've only got the 2 areas to pick from because obviously the Cup and Tilton they can't come down. But we usually just get them to put their hand up if they want to play, and I just pick people out.
Okay, so it's a random selection.
It is absolutely totally random. I've never, and I can tell you hand on heart, never ever tried to pick out anybody who I know. I've just do it completely at random.
Yeah, I get that, but like that then kind of disadvantages people, you know, doesn't it?
Well, it's not about them.
I like your philosophy, Ken.
I picked out the same guy twice, and it was within about 4 weeks. And I asked him if he knew the rules and seen the game, and then he told everyone on the microphone, "Yeah, you picked me out 3 games ago," which I was getting booed for. But the real funny story, well, amazing story, really, is I went to the Cup and I picked out 2 players, and one of them was a guy from Czech Republic.
All right.
Does anybody know the story to this?
No.
Okay. So I picked these 2 people out, and this one guy, I said, "Oh, what's your name? Where'd you come from?" I always sort of ask him that, and I think his name. He said his name was Peter, and he was here on the weekend just visiting, and I picked him out. So it was obviously amazing. Anyway, so he took the first one and he won the tickets, and I said, "Would you like to gamble the 2 tickets that you can't use?" For a signed ball, I think it was. So he gambled. So he won the signed ball as well. I said, "Would you like to gamble the 2 tickets you can't use, the signed ball that you can't fit in your suitcase?" And he says, "Yeah, I'll gamble." So he gambled, and he went to walk from the 18-yard to the one in between there in the halfway line. And Zigic was warming up. So Zigic gave this guy his football boots.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
I do remember that, yes.
Yeah,
To take
the shot.
to take the shot. Oh, bloody hell.
And the guy is obviously from the Czech Republic, and he's amazing that he's on the pitch and he's met Zigic. Obviously, I know the different nationalities, but he knew who he was. Anyway, he's used his boots and kicked it straight in the net. So now I've got, do you want to gamble the 2 tickets that you can't use? Do you want to gamble the signed ball you can't take home? Do you want to gamble the 4 tickets and hospitality you also can't use? And he kept the prizes.
Yeah.
He kept the prizes. I don't know what he did with them. I don't know if he came back and used them. I don't know. But
superb, absolutely superb. I've been in a very fortunate position myself about 30 odd years ago, when Bob Matthews was there. Do you remember Bob? Lovely man, sadly passed away now. And I won £1,000 on the half-time lottery. My lad had got the ticket next to me, and as Bob was reading the numbers, he went, yeah. And there's a long story behind it. And I wrote to the club, and I have in my museum a 2-page centre spread of the story. Won't go into it now because it's a long, long story, right? But wow, that's mine forever. Yeah, mine forever.
Great, man.
With me ugly mug in it and all. With me
Dude,
ugly
I know
mug in
we've
it.
only got 5 minutes left. So, gents, I've kind of been scheming a little bit with Richard. And you know how we normally do our favoured 1 to 11? Well, Richard's very kindly done us a 1 to 11. And this will be the first time you hear it, so I'm just intrigued to see what you think of the team. So, Rich, have you still got it written down?
Yeah, I've got it here. Yeah.
Okay then.
Go on then.
Go on then. Go for it. So we
I
can.
thought we'd have a bit of a laugh. So my best 11: Andy Gosney.
Oh. You're having a laugh.
I think you are.
Ferdinand Coley.
Great team.
Martin Latka.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's probably watching.
Who else did I put in there?
As you know, I've got to get my phone and I can remember. I'll try and get the details up.
Bragstad was in there, I think.
Bragstad must be in there, yeah.
Dela Cruz.
Oh.
Dean Peer.
Dean Peer was all right.
Yeah.
All right. I thought
Vinny
Vinny was
Samway.
good.
Vinny Samway.
Well, now you've gone downhill a bit.
Brett Shea.
Oh, he was. Oh.
Carlos Cosley, Mark Sale, Carl Richards. There you go.
Mark Sale lives just up the road from me.
Mark Sale, by the way, what a fantastic, lovely, lovely man.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I see him quite often in the pubs up here. He plays darts up here, right? And I always have a chat with Mark. I painted his mum and dad's all stairs and landing many years ago. And he's always got time to come and say hello, right? Because it was my other half works in the pub. And she'd got wind that Mark was coming in to play darts. And obviously I'd spoken about Mark and his horrible ordeal with testicular cancer. And she says, oh, she says, Mark, she says, my other half's a blue nose in there. And he just came straight in and started talking.
Yeah, he's a top bloke. He's
He's really nice man.
Well, he's a good darts player, by the way.
He belongs is and all. Yeah. I mean, he's that tall, he can reach the dartboard. You know, his arms are that long. Yeah. He just puts them in.
Can I just ask you, Rich, have you ever had a go yourself at chip and pin or the shed? Have you had a go yourself?
Yeah, I used to have a go just to sort of, when it was a new game, I used to sort of try to show people how you do it. But
were you any good?
Not really, guys. No, not really.
Richard, can I ask you about when you do your pre-match schedule? Do you run it by the match officials?
I go to see the referee religiously every game. If I've got a minute silence or applause or something, then I'll go to speak to them. I'll show them my words and I'll show them my out words because obviously they know to blow the whistle from hearing what my last 3 words are. I always go to see the ref to ask what time he wants us to walk because, believe it or not, if we're not on the TV or a world feed, generally I've got free reign to sort of bring the teams out when I want. So we have to play we have a build-up video, which I'm sure you've probably seen on the screen.
I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
So
I'm going to watch it after this finished.
That video has to play before we walk. So I am a bit rabbit in the headlights at that point down the tunnel because I've got the 2 teams there. I've got the ref. Sometimes I'll have to hold them a little bit. Sometimes we can go when they're ready. But yeah, so I do see the ref. I go and give him a little knock on his door and just
kick him.
Can I plead with you then, right? If these matches that you can do what you like, get them out there early because I have to catch a train, right? And if you kick off at 3:05, which often has been the case, I don't catch my train and I don't get back here on the south coast till midnight. Now, and this all came to like, I don't know whether you remember it. We played Reading the first game of the season, and their goalkeeper got injured, and it took 10 or 12 minutes to get him off the pitch. So, cut a long story short, by the time we got to the end of the game and all the added time, it was 5:10 by the time the game finished. And I was walking. I had to leave at 5 to 5. I missed the last quarter of an hour. And during that quarter of an hour, I got round the back of the ground, and there's a roar. And it's a roar from us. No, sorry, I know it's a roar from the Reading people, because I'm behind that stand. And then there's another roar. And I'm thinking, oh, they've scored. And then I thought, I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, I get on the train, and and I thought the score's still I can't remember now. I think we were winning 2-1, and I expected it to be 2-2, but it wasn't. It was 2-1. And I'd missed the penalty being saved because of this, and that sort of, look at the time. It's 3:05 now. Kicks off. Come on, get on with it.
I'll do my best for you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, mate. Cheers.
Richard, have you got to go early?
No, I'm all right, guys, actually.
Okay, good. Right.
Okay,
Here's one thing I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn my phone around, right? And this is a wall in my house commemorating my other half son who was killed in Afghanistan. And I want to thank Birmingham City Football Club from the bottom of my heart for the job that they do on Poppy Day.
They do a good job, yeah.
They're doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's my favourite fixture.
And honestly,
Yeah.
do you know what? I stand there, and ex-military myself as well, and many of my brothers and one thing or another. My brother who lives out in New Zealand used to be the Queen's Guard outside Buckingham's Palace, and you see what Blues do. I mean, it's a night game, and those lights dim down. It wrenches me to bits, mate. Honestly, but
That's great.
Right, there's a goosebumps, kid. Right, I promise you. Right, you can see them, yeah, they're visible. And the job that Blues do, and the fans respect as well.
Always.
You get one, you get two sometimes. Never going to stop them. Numpties. But the fans, 99.99999% of them fans are absolutely silent. And it is one of them games that I have to make sure that I go to.
It's a choker, isn't it?
I'd stop work, I'd stop everything. We're going down to Rochester Cathedral in a few weeks' time for another commemoration, which is the Royal Engineers unveiling of all the Royal Engineers that were killed out in Afghan. And what's going on in the world now? Wow. I'm speechless about it, I'll be honest with you, because 2022 and we can't live together in harmony and friendship and shake people's hands and I don't get it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd
like to say,
agree.
Richard, that this year's remembrance match was fabulous. The old fella,
phenomenal.
The old fella walking out, leading the teams out. That brought tears to my eyes. And the guy who played the last post was breathtaking. It was, and the kickoff was delayed till 3:05, and I forgive you for that.
Brilliant, mate, brilliant. But no, seriously, Blues, I think, do an unbelievably awesome job. So you say that's your favourite night of the year, then, Rich?
Yeah, it's my favourite game, that is, because it means a lot to. I think it just means a lot to everybody, doesn't it? Generally, it's funny because I know that weekend I'll watch the early game if we're at Blues. I'll watch the early game and I watch a lot of what the other things are going on in the game. So if there's a TV game, I'll be like, oh, that's just happened there and he's done that. And I watch religiously that weekend. The morning game, I'll watch the last post played. Obviously, I'll watch it at Blues and introduce it, and then I'll go home or watch the other game, and then the Sunday I'll just watch. I don't know. You sort of just watch all them minute silences, don't you? It doesn't matter how many times.
Yeah. And I always come home and watch. The one that's at where is it up? Where's it up? Where all the poppies come down.
Oh yeah.
That one is
the Royal Albert Hall.
That for me is breathtaking. That silence when them poppies are coming down is off the scale, right? And I always think of Birmingham City Football Club when that happens, and the silence I can not hear.
I'll tell you another thing as well with that. We have so many people volunteer for that, you know, to the military guys come. It's brilliant, you know, the amount of people that volunteer to come and do that.
And what I loved was the kids, the cadets going around with buckets collecting money.
Yeah,
Superb.
fantastic.
Great gesture, superb. This show has raised, I think, something in the region of, well, this show plus me and Sharon with our own bit of charity that we've been doing up here, something in the region of £6,000 for PTSD.
It's incredible. Yeah.
And that's
Incredible.
football fans giving. These are football fans who are berated, who are thugs and no, they're not all thugs and hooligans. This is a family. This is our family, right? And we come together in times of need. We always do. We've had some just unbelievable things on this show happen, haven't we, Chris?
Oh God, yeah. Over the years. Oh yeah. We had some fantastic.
Richard, as the substitutions are made and our
That's a side to kick in.
yeah. How many times have you felt like giggling when you've heard those different things being shouted by the fans? And, you know, out of everybody that you've heard, not putting you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot, a Brummie's the funniest.
I think the best one for me was when Soccer AM was presented by Helen Chamberlain, and I'd won the game where you had to guess how many times the team would score through at the end of Soccer AM, they used to have a game where they had I'd won a T-shirt, and they called me in the week to say, "Can you tell us something interesting about yourself?" And I went, "Oh, well, I'm the PA announcer at Birmingham City." So on the week after that, Helen Chamberlain and Max Rushton, they come up, they put on the bottom of the screen who'd won the week before, and they put Richard Goulding, and she come up to the camera and she went, "Who?" I thought that is brilliant. Helen Chamberlain knows what we do at Birmingham City. You know.
Do you know what I'm surprised at, though, Rich? What I'm really surprised at is that like all the other teams haven't nicked it. It's still ours.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I think Leicester tried to. I'm sure Leicester tried to for a little bit. Yeah,
but they just cooked crisps over there.
Obviously, it's not. I didn't start it, guys. As you.
No, I know. It's Ian Danton.
Yeah.
Ian's been on the show many times. Great friend of the show.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Dan.
I used to deliver papers to his house in Warwick.
Really?
Yeah. I've never said that before.
No.
I've never told anybody that my birthday's on Christmas Day.
No.
It's coming. It's
Every
coming.
week. Yeah.
Are any of you going to the player awards this year?
Are we going to all their awards? I don't know.
No, I don't think I'm not definitely because I won't be here. I'll be sunning myself.
Well, I'm very honoured this year. They've asked me to be the voice of God. So,
really?
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I'm really looking forward to doing it. It's a bit of another honour, really, and
Keep chalking them up, Rich. You know what?
That's fantastic.
Mate, I could talk to you for like days about my DJing that I did and the things that happened, good, bad, ugly. I'm sure you've been there, you've seen it. But when an opportunity like this comes up, live it, breathe it, take it, enjoy it, and then remember it.
Oh, and Richard, I've got to ask, if those people over at B6 ever turn around and said, "Come and do it for us, I'll pay you £5,000 more," what would your reply be?
It's not about the money, said Richard.
He'd probably say who?
He's frozen, so I'll say it for him.
No, I should ask such a question.
He hasn't frozen, Craig. He's just sitting there like this.
Oh, he's come back. He's back now.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, that's my fault. Sorry.
No, because of this question, Rich, we know why you sat still. Right, off you go, Craig.
Go on, say it again, Craig.
So, Rich, if the people over at B6 offered you £5,000 to come and do the same gig over there, please tell us your response would be go forth and multiply.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even do it for $500,000, to be honest.
Yes.
Richard Goulding, ladies and gentlemen, is just at the clap.
I don't know if you noticed there, but he went very sheepish when he said $500,000. I think the missus might have been watching just to make sure.
Yeah. You got a bit quiet towards the end of that bit, yeah.
And don't forget, Rich, we do record this. And we can send it to Mrs.
I'm absolutely fine with that, guys.
$500,000. $500,000. I'd go out there and I'd say, here comes the scum.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd probably do it for $500,000 and we'd raise some money for charity, eh?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That'd be a good idea.
I was even thinking about doing about 2 years ago, doing a big night in and doing it at their place. And I would wear their kit as long as we raised a certain amount of money. But yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
Was that 20 million?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Do you know what, Rich?
Of course, it would be for the university hospitals, which we all use.
I know. But I would just be vomiting all night long.
Yeah. In the end, it's just a game, isn't it? It's a game. If you can raise some money, wow.
I mean, actually, I must say, some of their fans did give money on that night as well.
I know that
They do, and do you know what? They give money to this show as well, Rich.
They have,
right. We got infiltrated. Remember, Chris? We got infiltrated 5 or 6 years ago. Oh, there was hundreds of them on. They're all coming online, giving it large. But even local people to here who support that team have given to Sharon's charity. So
Nick, do you remember the coffin? We had people who donated from Villa Park.
I had people from
for the coffin fund. Yeah. So. Yeah, they're not all bad.
I had people from over there giving me death threats over that coffee.
Don't worry about it. I've had death threats and blues fans.
Do you know what we did, Richard? Do you know what we did?
Yeah, I think I remember it. Yeah,
we were on Fox News in America, right? We were on Fox News in America. I mean, no disrespect, right? Number one, it was a woman. No disrespect, right? And number two, she's American, so she does not understand what a derby, blues derby, is about. She doesn't. She has no concept whatsoever. Yeah. Like I have no concept of childbirth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boys, put the coffin down. You're being really insensitive. We raised money. Yeah. It was about raising money. Somebody bought that coffin for over 300 quid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We marched.
Where's that now? That coffin.
Right, I'll tell you. Right, we marched it in. We marched it slowly into the van. Like this, bit by bit, put it into the van, I shut the doors like that.
It's all on video, actually.
It is on video,
yeah. If you just YouTube it,
And what happened, he paid for and he took it home, he put it in the garage, and his wife was on holiday. Okay. And it's one of these automatic garages which you can open from inside your car. She pulls back up from holiday, opens the garage, and there's a coffin
in Villa colours.
Absolute quality.
While I'm on, guys, can I just say a thank you to somebody?
Yes, sure.
There's a guy who doesn't get much recognition because when he doesn't want it, really. There's a guy called Rob Shannon. Do you know Rob Shannon?
No.
That rings a bell.
So Rob Shannon is a volunteer of the club. He's a sort of an assistant of mine on a match day.
Right.
And he used to play the music. He distributes the team sheets. If it wasn't fair for Rob, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
Does he come around and distribute the amount of people in the crowd to the press boxes?
I think so. Yeah.
I've met him. I did it.
You should speak to him, Nick, because he's obviously he's one of the club. Technically, one of the club historians as well. So
brilliant!
Oh, right.
Yeah, bring him on, Rich. Bring him on, mate. Bring him on. We'd love to have them.
I think you probably have a right giggle with Rob because he hasn't missed a game in all competitions, home and away, for 48 seasons.
So was he there all through the COVID?
Apart from COVID,
right? Okay.
Is he the sorry, Rich? Is he the tall gent with sort of grey hair?
No, he's quite short with greyish hair. Yeah,
I think I have met him because I did football aid. I did football aid a few years ago.
Richard, he would be tall to Mark.
Yeah. Sorry, Mark. Actually, yeah, Rob does do the PA a little bit. So if I have to go early, it'll be Rob's voice you can hear sometimes. And Rob has covered me probably 4 or 5 times this season because I've had a few problems with day job. And he did do football aid because I used to do football aid, but Rob did it. So it probably would have been Rob. But
yeah, I think
okay, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, we're into the last 15 minutes of the show. Now, this is where we
10 minutes.
Word association. 11.
10.
On my clock, 11.
Maybe 9.
This is where we do a little bit of word association. Now, this week, we have decided to do anything to do with going on holiday and football. Anything to do with holiday and football. I'm going to start you off, ladies tonight and gentlemen, with Jimmy Case.
Well done.
Thanks for the laugh, Mark. Thanks for the laugh.
You know what? Honestly,
I'm going to play that back later, over and over and over again.
I'll go with Kevin Paul.
Oh, Paul in Dorset. My son lives there.
I've got Olivia with me, and hers is Michelle Platini.
Oh,
that's a good one. Lee Camping.
Lee Camping, yeah.
Why did you have to do that when I was having a drink of Coke?
I waited.
Oh, great.
Gary Bree. Gary Bree.
Bree. Oh.
Jonathan's
very topical. Very good. Very good.
Jonathan Seabass.
Oh.
Dion Sand, her son.
Big Will Etheridge. Big Will Etheridge.
Yeah.
Right.
Kenny's son, Burns.
Yeah.
Kevin Francis.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have that.
Yes.
We'll have that. Stan Lazarini. Darren Beach Ball Bent.
This one that I mentioned earlier was hotter chocolate with brandy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes up every week. Hotter chocolate comes up every week. So I had to really put the old grey matter to a big test earlier to get that one.
David Seaman says Oliver Bohemia. Travellers Checkendoy. Travellers
Good one. That's class, size.
That's from Dom Kavanagh.
Oh, brilliant.
Very clever.
San Miguel de Souza.
San Miguel de Souza.
Who said that one?
Alan, that's leading. That's definitely leading.
God.
That's a good one. Yeah, well done.
Just while these are coming through as well, can we say a big happy birthday to Richard Beale?
Absolutely. Richard Beale, happy birthday to you.
Yeah. He's been on the show, hasn't he? He's been on the show.
Yes, he does,
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Another.
We've got John Ferry. Traveller's Checkendoy is the winner. Mike Prince says Traveller's Checkendoy is the winner.
Yeah,
that is so far. Come on, somebody, come up with something better than that, right?
Yeah.
If you could do better than Traveller's Check-In-Doy. Oh, breathe. I'm going to have to be in Ayla house.
Where is she?
Oh, she's at work tonight.
Alan Beachball.
Yeah.
Sandal Vesterveld. Alu C.
Kevin Philip Flops.
Bobson Atton.
Oh, golly.
Bobson Atton. Bobson.
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
Richard Golden Sons.
Oh, that's a cracker.
It's a great place to go.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, dear.
Water Park the Andy. Water Park the Andy.
That's up there. I'm not being funny. That is bang right up there, Violet. Well done.
Oh, here we go. He's the winner.
Oh,
I was going to wait till you have a drink. Club Troppy Bakuna drinks are free. Club Troppy Bakuna drinks are free.
Tent Alexander Arnold. Tent Alexander Arnold. Club Tropicana. Bicana. Right, I've got it.
Yeah. Probably before you.
Just because of where I am, can I have Gary Breen?
Yeah, we've had that one.
Yeah.
It's already been
Gary
done,
Breen,
mate. It's already been done.
I'm behind the signs.
Nicky burnt buttocks.
I'll tell you what.
We can't say that one.
I mean, the guys out there, I don't know. You do this week after week after week after week. We do. We give you 10 or 15 minutes. Just cheer us up at the end of the show. And oh man, I read through these again, and I laugh as much second time round as I did first time round, I'll be honest with you.
Package Holloway.
This one for the future, Rich. On the pitch at half time, word association, there's the future.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Rich, right? Radio WM nicked it off us.
Yeah. I made it better.
Have a word, Craig. Have a word next time you're on.
Yeah, they nicked it off us and made it better.
Talking of WM, there was a really good-looking person giving an interview earlier on, so he'll have to make it across to you, Chris.
I weren't there.
Not me. I say, yeah. You mean Jezza?
Yeah, Jezza was on.
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson. He was there, wasn't he? Mikel Forshells.
That's brilliant. It's a couple.
Sunburn.
I like it.
Oh, God. We've got a package all the way.
Yeah. Barry Fried attendant. Bernard Sunbed. The Mile High Camp.
Oh, my God.
Alberto Itsy Beatsy. Teeny weeny Tarantini.
Oh, come on, the Mile High Camp.
Oh, as it froze.
What about Scott Tans?
Alberto Itsy Bitsy Weeny. I'm sorry. That's broken.
That's brilliant. No, that's clever.
That has done it. That's the best one of the night for me. I'm sorry. That is Alberto.
And you said they were all thick.
Oh my God. Oh, crying out loud. I never thought anybody would be able to ever think of anything like that. I've come over all unnecessary.
Ian Clarkson.
Oh, yeah.
Bernard Sunscreen. Yeah. Oh, we have some good ones there. Where did they get them from?
4 minutes of the show to go, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Somebody please try and beat Alberto.
Richard, have you seen the announcers on the continent, particularly Germany, the way they introduce teams?
No, I don't think so. I've heard them, obviously, but
what they do, they only for the home. They'll read out the visitors, and then their own fans, they will read them out and they'll say, I can do it in German. No, number 22, June. And then he stops and all the crowd shout, Bellingham. And they do the whole team like that. And it's really uplifting, it really gets the crowd going.
Our friend in America, Mark Meredith, he said that the announcer sings a song beginning to as the players come.
Listen,
and I think that's a great idea, Richard.
I did that at Wembley.
Put on YouTube American football fans versus English football fans.
Oh, no.
You would never, Richard, want to sing at the beginning.
At Wembley, I was supposed to have Kevin Francis as a guest, and I had all this scripted out for him, the interview, and he never turned up. So the producer at Wembley on the pitch just gave me a tap and said, "You're on your own, son." I had a bit like 2 minutes, and then I had to fill the next 3 minutes. So I just started singing "Key Right" onto the fans. It was the best thing I ever did.
You know what?
I remember the marketing department asking me how good it was and saying, "Can you do that at every home game?" And I went, "No."
I think you should.
Richard, I went to the new camp in Barcelona, right? I was in Barcelona, so the new camp's there. So there was no game on. There was more people visiting the new camp than we have at St Andrews on a match day, right? Oh, yeah. I went up to the stand to get my ticket to get in. This proper fit wench was there, and she goes, "Where are you from?" There's no good me saying you toxitor. Birmingham. Oh, Birmingham. She goes, "You like Barcelona?" I said, No. She says, "Why are you here?" I said, "To sing my song." Went in, did all the museum tour, sat in the manager's chairs, went up into the stands and sung "Keep Right" onto the end of the road on my own in Barcelona. I own the place.
Delhi Belly Alley.
Oh,
Barry Horn Island.
We've got Tyler Bucket.
Chongity Songs.
Otter weather.
Otter weather. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my.
Clayton Donkey. Oh no.
Guys, can I bid you farewell, please? I have to.
Yeah, we're all going now.
Richard
going
Golding, you know
We're all
what?
going.
You're part of Birmingham City Football Club. You're part of our family. You've been part of this show tonight. Your name is now going to be immortalised forever on the Tilton Talk Show guest board. Forever.
Certainly is, yeah.
And it has been an absolute gem and a pleasure to talk to you tonight. Because
thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
we said off air, right? We're not going to ask you controversial questions because that's not what we're about. We're about coming here on a Monday night, 3, 4, 5, 6 blokes usually in a room, having a laugh, right? And that's what we've done again tonight. Rich, you've been an absolute blessing for us tonight, and it's been great insight to know what goes on prior to games and the box and, and all sorts of other things. Mate, I tell you what. You keep doing what you're doing, but just remember my dream.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Keep doing what you're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tilton Talk Show is going to leave you now. We've got Mark Andrew Adams, a.k.a. Road.
Good evening, everybody. Have a lovely rest of the week. 3 points out of it.
Mr. Picture down in Green, introduce yourself, please. Jezza.
Yeah. So from Jezza in Breen, thank you very much, everybody. See you all next week.
From Captain Mannering, Alan Watton, down on the South Coast.
Goodbye, everybody, and thanks for watching.
Oh, bless you, Alan. Take care. From Mrs. Browne.
Good evening. Goodbye.
And from myself, good night, God bless, take care. And the last words are, of course, tonight is about Ronaldo. The show is dedicated to his family, right? We're a football family. We're all together, no matter what. But Richard, the last words belong to you. So Richard Golding, what an absolute pleasure and an honour to have you on the show, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, guys. Take care. And thanks to all the fans for all your support all the time. You're absolutely brilliant. Great set of supporters. And keep right on. And let's hope for a good season next season, guys.
Richard, thank you, my friend. Thank you for your time up. Listen, we'll call on you again. You know what? Because we've got that many people that we can connect to, right? When charity work is going on, please involve us, right? Involve us.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load.
Sorry, yeah, quite a few. Sorry.
When we sing together, we're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton.
No.
We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They're gonna give us what we're longing for.
Oh, be brilliant.
Birmingham forever. Let's hear it from the stand. So come on, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues.
And we're off.